Dricus du Plessis versus Kamaru Usman UFC OKC has wrapped up, guys. And we got 3 fights wrong in this card, but of course the biggest one we got wrong was Kamaru Usman, Dricus du Plessis. I put my 100+ hours on the line. Maybe a little bit of bias got to me. Maybe. Sure, like maybe. Nah, fuck. This one was crazy, guys. Dricus dominated us. We got beat up. I thought I had Dricus 4 rounds to 1, maybe 3 rounds to 2 if you give him like, there was like one round that like not much happened. It was like, I think it was the 3rd round, but even then, looking back at it, I think DDP won that round. I think the only round he could give Usman is round 5, you know? And even then, because Usman came alive, but even then saying Dricus won that round is not even crazy to say. He's so strong. Dude, he's so fucking strong. Like, every time he made contact with Usman, the strength differential was just significant. And it's weird because we kind of see it with all of his opponents. And I did know it, guys. I'm telling you, going into it, I'll be real, guys. Like, when this fight was first announced, I was saying, like, I think DDP, like, there's no chance for Usman. I was saying that. And that was coming from, like, just, like, maybe from the heart a bit. However, with this fight, I don't need to look too much into it. But I will say, stylistically, this fight is a nightmare for Dricus du Plessis. But objectively, it's a very hard, and I want to say near impossible fight for Usman to win. Now, I watched footage, and like while watching footage, I might have done something where like I was kind of like, of course, Usman's footage is a bit weird, guys, because you're going to realize looking back at his footage, it's a lot of older fights, sure. But even then, it's like, I understood how big DDP was, but I still trusted Usman. He was going to use the takedown feints to open up tight. And the takedown feints were working. Usman was biting, GDP was biting on a lot of it. It's not like Usman wasn't landing, guys. Like, he was landing a jab here and there, a 1-2 here and there. But when DDP landed, guys, I'm just happy DDP didn't nearly kill him. I'm happy that Usman didn't get colded. The amount of times, like, if you guys watch my reactions to the fight, I wouldn't even recommend doing it. I was just anxious the whole time. It was hard. It was a hard watch. He beat the shit out of us. Oh my god, like, he was beating us up. And even, guys, it was like the visuals of like DDP landing clean shots on Usman, and like Usman looking over to the ref and talking, and like, oh, why is he do? Like, sometimes, like, yeah, like oh, he gets kicked in the balls, or like something would happen, and like I would understand it. Like, I know he got punched in the eye. It was kind of a thumb-ish thing, but it was a legit punch, and he was like complaining about the eye poke. But there were some times, I swear, like DDP did nothing illegal, but like he would land a really big shot, and then Usman would look over to the ref and like, come on, you gonna let him do that? Oh, and that like broke me internally, because it was just like he was just getting beat up, and like he didn't know what to do. He was just getting beat up, and he was like a bit flustered. That was kind of sad. That was sad to see. This one hurts, man. He's aging, man. 40, going against a young killer, young buck. DDP looked great this fight too. I can't lie. I don't know if I'm not gonna lie. I don't think DDP's takedown defense is all that improved. I feel like Usman shot a couple takedowns, guys. They had him listed at 7 takedown attempts. Here's what a takedown attempt was in this fight when Usman would reach down and grab a leg. Like, very slow too. It was like, are you gonna give me your leg? Sure. He had like one takedown, like he kind of committed to. He lifted DDP up and took him down really easy. But it was like almost like DDP was like kind of flailing in the air. Usman couldn't really get a control position. It was like a lot. It was just a lot going on in that takedown. But Usman did show that he was able to take him down. But he didn't shoot much real takedowns. He had one real takedown attempt. I did think Usman was gonna wrestle a little bit more or much more. But I did see a world Usman did fight like this. So I can't even say I didn't see this coming, because I did see that. I did actually think Usman was gonna. I thought he was gonna clinch a little bit more. He didn't clinch much. He did clinch a little bit, and he looked pretty decent in it, but he didn't clinch much. You know, he didn't. But it might just be a physicality thing. I think when Usman was getting hit by him, he's like, holy shit, this is real. Like, this is legit. This guy's huge. You know, I think Usman, it would have served them better fighting a different 185er. Like, guys, I've said this before. There's 185ers like Alex Pereira and Dricus du Plessis. They weigh 185 and they weigh 220, 225 on fight night. Of course, Alex Pereira is big enough to fight at heavyweight. DDP is big enough to fight at heavyweight too, let's be honest. Like, he's enormous for his weight class. So I don't know if it's a thing where I'm looking at Usman, I'm like, he's too small for middleweight. He doesn't necessarily look small in there, but DDP is just abnormally massive. And I feel like the size differential was a really big thing. Also, the fight IQ, I will say, the coaches got him ready, DDP ready appropriately. He was doing that little uppercut feint The knee up the middle was landing like, oh my god, dude. I don't want to think about it because every time I think about it, I'm just getting flashbacks to like Usman wobbling and cobbling on those knees. His knees look really bad in that fight, and I'm gonna get to that a little bit later. But like when they would knee Usman up the middle, head kick him, just took the shots poorly, wobbling and fobbling. I'm trying to laugh off the pain, but it was really depressing to see, man. He would get hit and he would wobble. And honestly, guys, DDP, I feel like personally, DDP's gas tank must have took a hit because DDP could have got him out of there a lot of times. There was times like he'd wobble him with a head kick and he'd be so patient. But I honestly think if he wasn't so patient, he would have knocked Usman out. Usman seeing the final bell was a blessing in itself, guys. I really think so. I gotta be honest. Like, Usman had so many moments where I was like, it's over. And I didn't even want to watch. There's so many times I was watching the fight like I can't watch. Like, I was covering my eyes because, like, that's how painful it was. Like, this beating was different. It was different than Izzy versus DDP, trust me. Like, I know Izzy lost and that fight hurt me, but Izzy had, like, a lot of moments and was winning rounds, clearly. Usman didn't really have a clear round in this one, you know. DDP skilled. The guy's legit. I think his size has a lot to do with his skill, but he's making the weight. You know, Pereira seemed like he was sacrificing more of his body, you know, and maybe his chin took a hit. There was times Usman hit DDP clean as well, but DDP just took the hit well. Maybe his power, Usman's power didn't translate to 185, you know. That could have been it. Usman did look really good at the very end of round 5, like he was coming alive. That looked like the Usman that he should have kind of been like that. DDP fatigued more than he ever has for some reason. I don't know if it's like a thing. Maybe like his gas tank. He always looks tired, but like this, like the activity of him was slowing down immensely as the rounds were elongated. But Usman wasn't throwing much either. Like Usman wasn't capitalizing on it. Usman was taking the center of the ring, backing him up a lot of times, but he wasn't really taking advantage, wasn't throwing much. I think he was afraid of like what DDP was coming back with maybe. But I really feel like Usman's game plan could have been executed better. Usman did say at the end of it he had an off night. I don't know about off night. I think maybe a poorly executed game plan. I think Usman should have trusted his wrestling a bit more. And maybe committed to a takedowns a bit more. That little like let me go and grab down your leg was just so risky, man. And this takes me to the Usman point about his knees. Usman has no knees left. I can't lie, guys. There were some times like I understand he was getting wobbled a lot, but guys, I'm telling you, there were some times DDP would miss a combo, but like he would hit really hard and like Usman would do this. He would hit like the guard, right? Usman takes a weird step or like slips over himself because his knees, or like Usman is like would be too afraid to shoot a takedown. If you guys are in a wrestling gym right now, they say shoot a takedown, you're going to get down to one knee, you're going to grab a single, you're going to get down to one knee, and you're going to kind of push and explode into a takedown. Usman can't do that at this point of his career, and I can't lie. Even against Buckley, even all his takedowns, and I knew this, his takedowns, he's never let his knees actually touch the ground. There was a time he actually like did like a lunging full body takedown, grabbed around the legs of Buckley, and then like kind of turned the corner. Like Buckley was and he took Buckley down like that. But he can't shoot takedowns anymore where it involves getting your knee to the ground, which on paper is not really possible to shoot a takedown without actually getting your knees to like touch the floor and like fully engage in a takedown. I think he did it once in this fight and he scored. But outside of that, he just didn't want his knees to touch the floor because he can't take the pain. And I don't blame him. You know, like I understand it's been a problem, especially now in his career, that he's not able to physically do that. But it's a bit sad to see a bit of him because I'm like, yeah, like he can't wrestle. Like I know I want him to wrestle more, but like he can't actually shoot a takedown. Like him wrestling more is him just like body locking DDP maybe. And honestly, he had times like later in the fight where he finally adjusted when DDP would blitz. He would just duck his head down and get a body lock, which he should have been doing, you know, and maybe get into the clinch. There's things Usman could have definitely done better. But at the end of the day, guys, I'm not gonna lie. DDP was just he seemed like he was unbeatable for Usman. Like Usman needed some fluke. I remember praying for Usman fluke. Like Usman, please knock him out. That's what I was praying for. I'm sorry. I actually feel bad because I feel like a part of me saw this coming, but like I made my pick video backing my guy, and I would do it every time, unfortunately. And I know I would, and because I know myself, you know. And it sucks because I lost 100% pick rate on that. I know people are gonna probably shake that. Oh, well, we know you're biased, but still, it sucks. Like I had DDP clearly, then I put on tape, and I was like, you know what? I see something. Fuck. And I felt like DDP was gonna do stuff like this to him too, but I can't not pick my fucking guy, and I think that's the problem here. I'm not like this with everyone, guys. I have favorite fighters who I pick against all the time, you know, but the Nigerians, man, they brought me into the sport, Usman and Izzy, and they're both on the way out, so you're not going to see much more of like a biased pick by me or whatever you want to call it. But I can't, like, they're my boys, guys. And it's crazy because when I picked against Usman, against Buckley, he wins. I picked against Izzy, UFC 287, he wins. So like when I pick against them, they do great. When I pick for them, they lose, man. I wanted a correct pick where I could celebrate, but I couldn't get it. DDP's he's good. He wants a title fight. I think maybe not. I don't think so. I think Imavov maybe deserves it. But DDP might be one of the best middleweights in the world. Like I said, him and Hamzat though, like I think it goes the same way. It seemed like the one takedown Usman committed to, he was able to take him down and slam him, even though DDP scrambled back to his feet because Usman went 0 for 7 on takedowns statistically. I think Usman showed that when he commits to something, he can get him down. I think what the problem was, like after you commit to that, holding him down, you know. And I just feel like Usman didn't really have any hands locked there. It was kind of just hard for him to control him. So I don't even blame Usman for that. DDP shot some takedowns, couldn't take down Usman. Not really surprised there. It seemed like he was shooting takedowns out of like panicness and tiredness. Yeah, Hamza beats DDP again. I can't lie. I didn't want to see a little bit more defensive improvement from DDP, but it seemed like Usman wasn't his game plan wasn't to go out there and wrestle, which I don't blame. His strike is not bad, but like when you're going out there to just strike for strike, like I feel like you need more power to help you out there, and I feel like DDP just had too much power over Usman. Clobbering my guy, rocking my guy, very hard to watch. I can't lie. DDP is really talented though. His striking is really good. And Usman's not easy to make. It's not easy to make Usman look bad. Even bad knees or not, 39 or not, Usman still beats a lot of people. I actually think he can still do good at 185 or 170, but I do think he should retire in the aspect of he's not the best in the world anymore. And a part of me did think he could still be the best in the world. I did still think he's one of the better 185ers. I think stylistically, a Sean Strickland fight would help him out more because I feel like when Strickland would land, it wouldn't be so thudding and like impactful. I just feel like DDP is just a big dude, man. But fun fight. I actually think the ending was really fun. I was celebrating the ending a bit because Usman was going for it. It was good to see that part of him. I also want to talk a little bit about Usman's ego. Like, it was definitely shown in this fight. I did say this is going to be a battle of the egos. I was saying, like, they're both prideful guys. Usman's pride kind of, like, was a bit salty at times, like I said, because he was, like, reacting to, like, things that weren't happening, talking to the ref and stuff. He was surprised about the scorecards. Like, it seemed like he thought he was going to win at first, and then he heard 50-45. He was, I do agree. Maybe 50-45 is a bit much. Like, there's 2 rounds arguable that for Usman, maybe 1 round pretty clear, the 5th. But even then, the 5th round, before you were having those moments, you were getting rocked too, you know? So, yeah, I think he was a bit of a sore loser in that aspect. I got to say how it is. Very proud of my guy, though. Very proud of him. I know he's taking this loss probably a little bit tough, as all Nigerians probably are. We love our people, man. You know, we love our guys. You know, something about this, like the Twitter community, the whole, like, real African's a white man, things like that. Like, that part of the community kind of sucks, but it's just so annoying. But that's just MMA community. Like, I know what I signed up for, making content for a community like this. So I'm expecting that, you know. But yeah, I like Dricus. I can't let the community change my opinion on Dricus. I like Dricus du Plessis. I think he's a great fighter. I think he's a talented kid. Yeah, man, talented kid. Talented, great fighter for sure. And he gets it done, clearly. He deserves this win. He was clearly the better fighter. Maybe a part of me knew that before the fight, but I wanted to ride for my guy Usman. Usman, he probably has more left in the tank on paper, but I do think it'd just be an appropriate thing to retire. You don't need to go. Like, this is the first time Usman lost clear, guys. Like, the Leon Edwards head kick, it was kind of fluky. The Leon Edwards third fight rematch, it was a little bit like a majority draw in my opinion. Hamza fight, you could argue he won the 2 out of the 3 rounds. This fight, he got beat up. I was saying before this fight, I'd never seen Usman get beat up. I saw him get beat up this fight. It's not like Usman was going out. Like, he was still fighting, but he definitely got his ass whooped in this one. So shout out Dricus du Plessis, get it done against one of my favorite fighters. He does this to my favorite fighters, but I am a fan of his. So yeah, him beating my favorite fighters is continuing to make me more of a fan of him. I gotta respect his skill set. Kid's a dog. Yeah, kid's a dog, man. Nah, he's a dog. Great energy, and I love him. I love his mentality. Maybe don't take the Hamza fight anytime soon, and maybe pick your fights a little bit better. I think you'd be Strickland again. You could become more champion. So maybe that Strickland fight. I bet Strickland's going to turn down Hamza and fight him, which I feel like stylistically would favor Strickland more, unironically, but I still think he loses to Dricus again. But great fight, great performance, and shout out Dricus du Plessis getting it done against my Nigerian brother, Kamaru Usman. Usman, head up, bro. I love you, man. And yeah. Every other fight, damn near got right. CLD, Jared Cannonier, kind of expected here. I will be real, CLD, I thought he was gonna actually get Jerry Cannonier out here, Jerry Cannonier out of there, but Cannonier showed a chin. He always kind of shows a chin, like he did against RoboCop. Survived it early on, so I got to finish. There was actually a point where I feel like CLD could have got broken, but he hung in there. Good endurance. Jerry Cannonier is just very hittable, eh? And yeah, he was hittable this fight. Very hittable this fight. CLD's good. He just needs to settle down, eh? A lot of spinning back elbows, a lot of spinning kicks, just flying knees. When he actually takes his time and picks his shots, he looks really good to me. I don't know why he loves to be so sporadic and goofy and silly, like a silly goose. But yeah, great performance by CLD. Kind of expected. I will say Jerry Cannonier is still pretty good for 42-year-old man. But CLD is really good. Like, these guys are all middleweights. They're huge guys. Maybe Usman is a bit small for middleweight. I don't know. But I'm even thinking CLD would be a hard fight for Usman too, man, with those oblique kicks and shit. But yeah, great performance by CLD. Gets it done. And Cannonier showed up to fight, so respect to him. Chase Hooper. Yeah, man, no more Union, dude. Look at this fucking guy's hairline. Hey, she bite. Goes in there against Mitch Ramirez, makes it look easy. Yeah, I picked him. I was a bit nervous because like it's never safe picking Chase Hooper. His striking just looks so scary the way he holds his chin in the air. But once he gets into grappling, it's a whole different world. He made it look really easy against Mitch Ramirez. Gets him in, I believe, in a rear naked choke or something. Gets him out pretty quickly with a choke. Ramirez tried though. I think maybe it was a guillotine. I don't know what it was, but I feel like I remember it being a choke. I could be completely wrong, but he gets it done. And great fight by him. And yeah, shout out Chase Hooper. No gooning, dude. Top of the Ricci versus Fatima Klein. This is probably one of the easiest fights to pick on the card. I think everyone knew Tabitha was going to go in there just to get her ass whooped. That's what happened. Tabitha lost in every department of fighting. Fatima Klein actually looks pretty damn good. She's a prospect you probably should look out for in this weight class, honestly. It's supposed to be Weili's weight class, right? Weili's like on a hiatus, though. I think Weili did say she was taking time off, though. You know, this is... Wait, this might be... I don't know what weight class Weili's even in. Fuck this. I don't know. All the good woman fighters, though, Kayla Harrison, they're out like fucking injured. Amanda Nunes fucking retired, but coming back, waiting for Kayla Harrison. You fucking got Zhang Weili not champion anymore because she vacated her day to be great. Fucking Valentina Shevchenko just taking her time off. I don't know, bro. But Fatima Klein's really good. She beat the dog shit out of Ricci. Ricci should retire. She's not good at anything. She looks good, though. But shout out to Fatima Klein getting it done. This fight was fun. Tommy McKillan versus Alberto Montes. I did feel like McKillan was going to get it done because I felt like he was just... Bro, 255 total strikes. Hold on, I got distracted, guys. Look at the total strikes on this guy. 255. I gotta say that's exactly what I saw watching that fight. Crazy fight, by the way. Dude, I picked him because I knew he was going to put an absurd pace. He puts his chin on the platter, don't get me wrong. And Alberto Montes, people say like, oh, when McKillan goes against a good counter striker, he's done. Don't get it twisted. Montes is a really good counter striker, but McKillan was eating those counter strikes early. Maybe he got dropped, took a knee, but he kept coming back, kept fighting. Kid's fucking legit. McKillan's fun. Like he reminds me, people say Max Holloway, a little bit more Nate Diaz to me because like, crazy out. He's like Max Holloway, Nate Diaz, and Sugar had a baby. That's what I said on Twitter. Because he has like that Nate Diaz 1-2. You know that like sloppy 1-2, but the 2 is really elongated. You know, not the hardest punches, more like pillow punches. But like the volume, it just gets you over time. And dude, Montes is durable because he was taking some damage, bro, in that fight. He only landed 56 strikes to 255. I can't believe McKillan wasn't getting tired. He just kept throwing. And throwing and throwing. He's fun, man. I can't hate him. He's fun. Like I hear some people are trying to. I see people have mixed opinions about him. I think he's good. He's entertaining. He keeps me entertained. I can't dislike a fighter that keeps me entertained. And Montes is actually not bad, but it's just that like McKillan has absurd amount of pressure. That's not normal. And he has good endurance. Like he doesn't get tired. You know, he just keeps fighting. He's like a Josh Hokett in a way. You know, that him and Josh Hokett are cut from the same cloth. Crazy volume, can take a shot, and yeah, just spams middle fingers when they have you hurt. McKillan has aura, I can't lie. Him and Montes made a bet on Twitter or Instagram by saying the first one who shoots a bitch. Montes didn't shoot despite having great grappling. He really didn't want to be a bitch, but he kind of got bitched in this fight. Shout out Montes though. He was durable, fought the whole way through, but the output on McKillan was disgusting. He had 74 strikes the first round, 97 the second, 84 the last, and he didn't go the full distance. Ugh, man, he's good. I want to see more of him. People are saying he's beatable, of course, because he takes a lot of shots, but he's damn hard to stand in front of, I'll tell you that much. So shout out McKillan, great fighter. Bashi versus Delgado. Fun fact, I put $1,000 on this fight because I was so confident Delgado. He gets it done. He scared me a bit, like shooting a takedown for no reason in the third round. I thought it was 30-27. Bashi was good. I just didn't understand why Bashi was a favorite. This is my underdog lock of the night because I did feel like Delgado was... just better everywhere, kind of. And he was kind of, like, he did what I thought he would do, use his length pretty well. stuff that takedowns, was able to get up when if he was taken down. Bashi's good. He's just young, and I just didn't think he was going to beat Delgado. That's why I put that absurd amount of money on it. I do not recommend putting money like that on every fight. This is the only fight I put it on because, like I said, my underdog picks don't miss. Said it with Brandon Royval, hit. Said it with Delgado, hit. Didn't say it with Usman for a reason. Nah, Delgado gets it done, though. He looks good. He's still one of the better people. I just don't like his fight IQ in the last third round. You know, I don't know why he did that. He took some shots. He always gets hurt or something the first round. Like, Philly did it too, rocked him. Bashi lands like an overhand that drops him a bit. But he comes back always well. He starts good. He grows in confidence as the fight elongates. He's a really good fighter. I like his skill. I like his length. I like the way he uses his feints to set up strikes. He's a very good reactive counter striker. He's very clean to me. And I like the way his defensive grappling's improving. He did not let loose on Nathaniel Wood. He should still be undefeated in the UFC. That was a robbery split decision. Yeah, but Delgado's still on my prospect list. Of course, I think... Do I still think he's top 5 featherweight? Maybe. You know, I'm going to take it fight by fight with him. I'm going to know if he's a lock every time he wins or every time he fights someone. I'm going to know if he's a little bit more risky of a pick. But this is a fight that I just didn't understand why he's an underdog. I know Bashi's a really legit grappler, quick hands even too, but he's just not Jose Delgado. So I'm glad I got that pick right. Crazy money, crazy profit. We made a lot of money this card, to be fair, despite getting that main event wrong. Jean Paul, this is one of the other few fights I got wrong. Ko versus Jean Paul. Yeah, this one caught me off guard. I did think Ko won though at the end of it, but maybe that's just me wanting to do really good in my picks. But I really feel like it was 2-1 Ko. I think the third round was who did I think it was? I think it was Ko. I think the first round was Ko. Second round was Jean Paul, maybe. I think it was 1-1, and then the third round was Ko. I think something happened with like a takedown that they gave it to Jean Paul or something, but I don't know. I feel like Ko won. I feel like he landed more damaging shots. He did outstrike him on the total strikes. Jean Paul did land some takedowns, but I don't know, man. I did feel like Ko won, but Jean Paul is still game. He's still durable. He's still a great fighter. This was a great fight between two solid fighters. Ko fought a little bit different. He kind of felt like Ju Sang Yu, his other Korean brother, you know, our other Korean brother, with like the kind of Conor McGregor hands down straight stance. Like, he loved that straight punch. A lot less clinching from him. Maybe because he respected Jean Paul's grappling, respect for that, honestly. But Jean Paul was a game. He was a gamer in this fight. So even though he won, I didn't think he won. I'm not mad he got the win because he showed that he was game, showed that he was durable. It was a fun fight. So shout out Jean Paul for getting the win. Levi Franco versus Felipe. First of all, I didn't know these Levi Franco Rodriguez guys was like some kind of Israeli dude, but I saw like a picture. So shout out Felipe Franco getting it done. I didn't know this fight was going to end in a knockout. Didn't know who's going to get it done. Felipe Franco gets it done. Shout out Felipe. Great win. I think that was the first fight I actually turned on. Every other fight. No, that's not true. Ezra Elliott versus Damian Anderson. I didn't even make a pick on this fight, but I did think Ezra's going to win. He gets it done. Don't care too much about that fight because I don't remember watching it. Correa versus Stewart. I did watch this. I wasn't live for it, but I was watching it while working out. Correa looked good. I thought he was going to get a knockout. Stewart showed that he was durable, showed that veteran heart. Correa's not bad, though. Shout out him. And then I didn't watch any of these fights, but I saw RJ Harris get the knockout like I predicted. And I saw Barboza win like I predicted. So, yeah, great card. Pretty sad to see Usman get done like that, but it happens, man. Age catches up to everyone. DDP is also a great fighter, so shout out DDP for a great win, brilliant win. We'll be back, 100+ hours. We finally get a fight wrong, but we'll be back. Maybe I tried convincing myself a lot, but I'm not mad at sticking by my guy. I can never be upset about myself, but let me know your guys' thoughts down below about this fight. Let me know how you think about Dricus Plessis' masterful performance. That's it for me. God bless. 2, 3, 4.